Hello, Peep. Got a little technical difficulty there. Good morning. Good Friday. Beautiful day here in Florida. Nice and sunny. Let me adjust the camera here. Why is it like that? It's not well centered. Now, well, depending on where I sit, I guess. Anyhow, welcome to Comic Books Investment Chat, Friday edition. I don't plan to do this every Friday, so it just happened that I have some free time to do things today. So, how's everybody's doing? Yes, hello TH Comics and Kamite. For those that paid attention to the stock market yesterday, yeah, once again, the comic god was kind to me. Okay, we could have had that nasty correction last week when the auction was going on, when Comic Link auction was going on, but thankfully it did not happen a week or 2 weeks ago, so that all the results was fantastic, and then we took a big dump. Oh, TH Comics, congratulations, 16 years. You are, let's say, you are 10 months. No, mine was August, so you are 11 months ahead of me. Mine will be 16 years next year. But yes, the stock market went through what many people has been hoping for and watching for the past 3 months. Okay, the market has been very irrational. I talk about how much I hated the stock market in the past 3 months, but at the same time, I also talk about not shorting the market because I can't call the market top. I'm not smart enough to call the market top. What I have been doing has been selling into the market the last month. Okay, I went from having 3 months ago I was roughly 50% in cash, and then as of last Friday I was up to 72, almost 73% in cash. So I was selling into the strength of the market, and yesterday big dump. I start to put a little bit of that money back to work, just a little bit. Okay, for those that are new to trading the market, I'm not a day trader. um, I'm not quick enough. I'm not smart enough. It's just not me. You have to sit in front of the computer all day if you want to be a day trader, because every tick, every second, every minute, I hate doing that. Okay, it's not me. So I tend to be what I think most people would categorize swing traders. Okay. Yes, now is not the time to panic, not at all. If you've been this, the psychology of the the marketplace is very much the same as in any market, not just the stock market. You're talking about um, the stock market, the comic market, the real estate market. It's very much very similar because the psychology of the buyers and the sellers are the same. Okay, people are people. That's one of the things that a lot of people. I need to center this even better. Yeah, that's getting better. Now it's better. Um, the psychology is very similar in all market. We are human after all, and the way we behave is odd. Okay, I talked about this before. It's very odd on how we behave. A lot of people that wish for a stock market crash to get in. When it's crashing, they don't get in. When it's crashing, they go into the panic mode. Oh my God, it's gonna go lower. I'm not buying. I'm not touching anything. My advice to those that hope for a crash is when it's crashing, when things are yesterday, when the market was down 5%, oh my God, 5%. It wiped out the entire last week gain. It just whoosh, okay? It's ugly, it's nauseating as it is to see that. What should you do? Buy a little. The sicker you feel to your stomach, the sicker, the more you want to vomit, buy more. Okay, that's what you need to do. It's such a counterintuitive yet intuitive. It's one of those weird dichotomy, bizarre situation when we as shoppers, right? Think about this: if you're investor, if you're speculators, if you're shoppers, if you are buyers of anything, whether it's comic books, game, sport card, clothing, food, when you see a sales at the restaurant or the grocery store, do you run away? Do you scurry outside the store and say, I'm not buying anything because everything is 30% off? Best Buy is having a blowout sales. Don't want to touch that. I'm waiting for when things are so hot and short supply and long lines. Then I go stand in long lines to buy at Best Buy. Is that normal? Is that even logical? But you see the point I'm trying to make, okay? I every time when the market is booming, when the stock market is booming, nobody email me. I don't get emails like, Nick, what should I do with my money? The only emails I get when the market is booming, I'm hoping for a crash to buy in. Usually that's the typical emails I would get from friends and family. I'm waiting for the crash to buy back in the market. But the moment that the market is down 5%, OMG, oh my God, Nick, what's going on? Why? 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 Market go up and down. That's my biggest pet peeve in any market. Okay, people don't ask why when something is going up. A lot of people don't. Some people do. A lot of people usually don't ask why when the market is up. They're out there dancing. Okay, they're out there cheering. They're out there whooping it up because they're feeling richer. The wealth effect is in full display. Okay, and then when things go down, why? Why is Tesla down 10%? You think it was normal for Tesla to go up 25% last week? Is that sane? It's just like, it. Hello, J Hood Creative, Omega Comics, CBSI, Tales from the Flip Side. Oh my goodness. I think that's a channel that I don't see often popping in here. Dennis Hayes, hello. Dennis Hayes said, I have made a lot of money in the stock market, and the biggest mistake I ever made was selling Netflix at 100 after owning it for 3 years. Oh, Dennis, I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. Like last year, selling Amazon at 1800. When it got to 1800, I'm like, oh my God, it's so high. I don't need to own anymore. Yeah. Every year, I can tell you at least one or two positions that I got out way early. Sure, I got back into Amazon in the 2800, but yeah, I missed out on a whole 1000 point. Jacob Chaplin said, the market crashed the same day my CO2 tank caught on fire. Oh, CBS, I say, getting ready for tonight's Hot 10 show. I must tune in to check out the show. J Hood Creative said, uh, could Tesla inflate because of the stock split? Yeah, I mean it's not news. Same thing with Apple. You know, Apple went when Apple announced earning 2 weeks ago. It was under 400, right? I remember it was 397, and then they announced stock split, and it went up from 397 to 450 or something insane. Okay, 480, I don't know, 500, I don't know. That's lunacy. Okay, the stock split is usually a bubble-licious event that sucked in a lot of naive, foolish, unseasoned. I'm trying to find other words of speculators, because if you understand business, if you understand accounting, a stock split does nothing to the business. It does not change the fundamental of the business. It does not change anything whatsoever. All it does is sucked in people that said, oh, Apple at $500 a share, at $400 a share, I can't afford to buy anything. But when it is split into four and I can buy a share for $130, yippee, I can. Nonsense. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla at 1500, I can't afford to buy that. But when it's split 4 for 1 and I can buy Tesla at 400, yippee. Nonsense. If there is, use this if you are new to the market and you have witnessed the madness in Tesla and Apple because of the stock split. Use this as an example for the future, because it will happen again. You will see similar madness in other stock split. What should you do? If you own the stock, sell. Take the profit before the split, right on the day of the split. Okay? That is one of the sure way to lock in your profit. Oh, Omega, same here, same here. Facebook, just about every tech stock, whether it's Netflix, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter would be the exception, because Twitter has been kind of like, it's, oh, my worst mistake last year. Worst mistake last year. Okay, I can tell you the worst mistake last year. Do you know what Chipotle stock was last year? Yeah, the worst mistake I did with Chipotle last year was selling all my share. I had 500 shares of Chipotle. I sold them around $600. You do the math. 500 times $1,200. Okay, a $700 gain times 500 shares. You tell me how much money I left on the table with Chipotle. That's my worst mistake the last 2 years. No doubt, hands down. My son remind me every day. he remind me pretty much every week. I won't say every day. It's like, because we eat the Chipotle like once a week. It's just like, Dad, 500 shares. Yeah, give you an idea of what kind of roller I am. Imagine if I had that, I can buy Marvel Comics #1 and couldn't give a damn. It's play money. Yeah, it's definitely my most dumb mistakes of the past 2 years. Hands down, not even close to anything else that I made a mistake in the past 2 years. Hands down, Chipotle. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. It even talking about it make me want to say like, really? What was? It's one of the few times. It's one of the few times that I blow out a position and not scale out. Huge mistake. I went against every rules that I set to myself. And I talk about this, like if you own a lot of stock, don't sell all at once. Sell 10%, 25%, sell chunks of it on the way up. Don't blow out anything as if like you think this is the top. When you blow out a position, when you sell 100% of your position, you are being arrogant and stupid. You are saying to, you're telling the whole world, this is the top. I can call the top. The stock cannot go any higher. Wow, was I stupid? Okay, I have no problem admitting my stupidity right here. I don't get it when people get all offended when somebody call them stupid. Trust me, I have offended many viewers when I call them out on their stupidity. When you do something stupid, it is what it is. It's okay. I have done plenty of stupid things in life. Plenty. So it's always annoying to me when I see somebody get all riled up. Oh my God, you call me stupid. I can't recall the last time somebody offend me when I do something stupid. If I do something stupid, go ahead, tell me that I did something stupid. The same thing with the comic market. Okay, as toppy as the comic market has been, and August was insanity. Okay, if you look at the thumbnail, it says it all. Okay, the thumbnail says August was insanity. Is at the top of the market. Time will tell. The price of many books in August of 2020 was crazy high. Not everything. There are plenty of books that didn't do well. If you watch my auction recap, Amazing Fantasy 15 is still struggling. Okay, there are plenty of DC keys struggling, trying to find the bottom, trying to go up. Okay, so not everything was bubblicious, but same thing with the comic market. Is that a call for sell out the entire collection in August? You can't. If you have multiple copies of something, for sure selling a copy of your duplicates in August, in July, was a smart thing to do. I saw some people talking about, oh, the market is so hard, maybe I should sell now. Maybe you should sell now. It's a little bit late. I hate to break the news to you. You had a comic market that has been rebounding since April. For the past 4 months, April, May, June, July, August, the market has done very well. I have sold a lot of stuff from April through August. And the comic god was kind to me because I said to myself, maybe September is going to be ugly. Maybe September is going to be ugly. So I didn't consign anything to the Comic Link auction in September. We'll see. I think September will be a good time to buy into the market as the market pull back 5%, 7%, 10%. Bring it, okay? I can't repeat enough. If you have been sitting with cash on a sideline and now the market is giving you a chance to buy something 5-10% below, take a dip, put your feet in the water. I said this in previous chats before, and I will say this again. The Fed is going to prop up the market. We are not going to see a double testing the bottom of March. Okay, I'm sure you will see the bears out there that has been wrong. Okay, the bears that have been wrong for the past 3 months because they've been calling the top since May and June. Those that have been wrong for 3 months and miss out on 15-20% upside is going to be pounding the table, loading all kind of videos on YouTube, telling you, aha, I'm right. Now we are testing March low. You want to bet? How many people want to take a bet with me that we're not testing the March low? The Fed will print a lot of money to prop up the market, and I will play. Now, do I think the market had downside move left? Absolutely. Okay, I told a couple people yesterday that emailed me, hello BTC Moon guy. A lot of people, email me about, am I buying into the market? I said yes, but I use barely 5% of my cash, okay, to buy into the market because I don't know where the bottom is yet. Can we go down another 5%? Yeah, especially Friday. Okay, one of the problem with the market is yesterday big drop is Thursday, and today is Friday, and Monday is a day off in the market. So that adds to a lot of uncertainty. Okay, it's because you have a long 3-day weekend. That will cause a lot of traders to be very cautious because you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the market over 3-day weekends. So today is not a day to buy. Okay, I'm not buying into this. I'm okay missing out on whatever up or down. I'm okay. If this was not Friday and Monday was not a holiday, I would be more serious into the market. This is why I started this chat right now, because I don't want to use my free time to follow the market and be all obsessive over the market. It's better for me to do something else and not pay attention to the nonsense that's going on in the stock market. Sometimes it's best to not watch the market. Okay, it's like watching the pot boys. Hello, BTC Moon guy. Speaking of BTC Moon guy, yes, Bitcoin. Guess what? If you have been watching Bitcoin for entry, yesterday was a good day. BTC Moon guy, I have been watching patiently, and yes, I added a few more dimes at 10,200. Who the hell paid 12,000 or more when you can buy at 10,200? Good morning, Slim. And Bitcoin is still not even 1% of my portfolio. So trust me, it's a small play. If you know, Bitcoin, if you don't know Bitcoin, it's okay. I'm not here to tell people to invest and speculate in Bitcoin. I just know that I have exposure in Bitcoin. And I talk about it almost every chat. And I like to buy it on sales. Would I buy more if it dropped below 10,000? Yes. Once again, if you follow YouTube, there are a zillion videos of guys pumping, hyping, cheering Bitcoin when it was over 11,000, breaking 12,000, all kind of crazy prediction, 14,000 by year end, 20,000 by year end, next year 100,000. A whole lot of nonsense. Okay, nonsense. Just like in the comic market, okay, you have a lot of people predicting a lot of things. Oh, this book is going to double. This book is going to triple because of the movie, because of the TV show. The TV show stuff just baffle me when I hear people talk about books and TV shows. I'm just like, have we not seen how many TV shows not helping the books in the long run? What fools are believing that a TV show is going to propel a book to new heights and keep it there? Holy cow. Have we had enough of TV shows in the past decade? From Daredevil on Netflix to all the DC Arrows and Flash, all that stuff. Really? TV shows? Do we really need even to waste time and money there? Jacob Champlin said, would you buy more if there was infinite supplies? Would I buy more? Uh, well, when it comes down to infinite or finite supplies, all those things will be long gone, or long, the debate for those will be long gone before I will be dead long before the finite amount of gold is going to be discovered, or uh, the infinite amount of crypto is going to be discussed. It's not an issue for me to worry. Okay, I can tell you, I don't invest in gold or Bitcoin with that kind of thinking. Mythlab Music, good morning. To your point, Jacob Champlin, would I buy if supplies, if finite supplies is a big part of anyone's decision to buy anything, then by all means go crazy on rare variants. Okay, I'm not. It's supplies. When people talk about supplies, um, people don't talk about demands. Okay, supplies and demand need to go hand in hand. So whether something is rare or limited or have finite, um, it has to do. You have to take a look at what the demand is. Okay, if the demand is greater than the supplies, however infinite or however finite it is, it will move the price higher. The opposite is also true. If the supply is finite, limited, but the demands are not there, then the price is not going to go anywhere, right? So I hope I answered that key question about whether anybody should or could or want to invest in crypto. I am not here to tell. Like I said, I spent a lot of time, a couple years, researching, reading up on Bitcoin before I put my money in there. It's not something that I plan to put a lot in. Would I own 5% of my money in Bitcoin? Eventually, maybe. Right now it's not even 1%, so it's not even a blip in the radar. So if it go to zero, it go to zero. Jacob, it's okay to disagree and agree. It's when it comes down to Bitcoin, I'm assuming that you are talking about your discussion with BTC Moon Guy in the chat. When it comes down to Bitcoin, there's either you believe or you don't. It's not about understanding or not understanding. Because when I have never yet convincing anyone to put money into Bitcoin. I talk about that I am doing it, but I am not telling anyone uh, to do so. I'm not telling anyone to do so. It's not something, you know, I use I used to manage money, a lot of money. At one point in my life, I was a part of a team. Okay, I'm not here to tell people that I manage X billion dollar, but there was um, one, two, three. There was five people in our team, and we managed $5 billion. Yeah, so it was a lot of money. If I expand that team to the sub to the sub tier, there's a dozen people. Okay, so there's a dozen of us managing $5 billion. And one of the things I hated the most was, you know, when you tell people what to do with their money, right? And they make money, you usually don't hear the thank you. You don't hear, like, you know, the praise. But the moment that you tell people where to put the money and it turns south on you, then you hear all kind of blame, all kind of finger pointing, all kind of names calling, you know. And I hated that. I hate the phone calls in the office on bad days like yesterday, because the phones did not ring when the market is up every day or every year or every month. But the moment that you have a 5%, 7%, 10% crash, all you hear is phone call of people panicking, yelling, screaming, panic. Enough of that. So yeah, I after that, and after I left that field and managed my own money, I learned that I enjoy much more not dealing with clients. I even I don't even tell friends what to buy or family what to buy. You know, I don't want to hear any of it. I used to I used to run a newsletter. Okay, it's a private one where I used to have like a bunch of friends and family, and I would write a monthly report on the market, the economy, what I am buying, what I am selling, blah blah blah, right? And my God, it was it's free. It took a lot of my time to put out that newsletter every month, but it's a thankless job, okay? Because when things are good, you don't hear much. The moment that things go bad, you said 3 months ago in your newsletter, you said this, which go back to same thing with the comic market. There's people on YouTube that watch an old video. I have had people that watch a video back in October of 2019. Like I have been doing market report and comic investment chat for a long time, right? And I have had people that watch an old video. Somehow they stumble across an old video, and they're like, "Oh, you know, what a joke! You're so wrong." There was a recent video comment on one of the video that one of the investment chat I had a year ago, right? After the summer of 2019, and we all know how bad the market was doing, right? And someone last month saw one of those videos and said, "Oh, you're so wrong. This video didn't age well at all, right? Look at that. Your market is at the all-time high, and here you talk doom and gloom and declining market, this and that. You're an idiot." It's more idiotic to pinpoint a time like that and think that it's wrong. It's like, you know, like how the market was crashing, the stock market and the comic market was crashing in February to March, right? And then rebound all the way back as of last week. It's like saying somebody that talked about a declining market in March for being stupid. It was declining. That was the fact. I reported facts of what happened, what was going on with the market in March. It doesn't matter what the market is doing today, but for anyone to go back and try to look at something I said almost a year ago and say, you were so wrong, you're stupid. Maybe you should reverse that finger and point at yourself at being the dumbass. Jacob, all right. I worked for Renaissance Technologies for 10 years. No love managing money. Now I just manage family money. Same here, Jacob. I can tell you who I work for. US Trust. Okay. US Trust. Their ultra high net worth division. Wow. It was pretty insane to work in that division because they call it the ultra high net worth. The average family had over 200 million. Here's a funny story. One of the client was in his 80s. Okay, he has $230 million. And this man was so hard to deal with. One of the biggest pain in the ass rich person to deal with because he's in his 80s. He has two grown children, two Hollywood producer grown children with success. Okay, I don't need to give details on who they are, but they produce many hits TV shows of the 80s and 90s. And both children had a couple kids, so he had like four or five grandchildren. So this 80-something-year-old man was dying. Well, let's back up. The few years that I was the team was managing his money, he was impossible to advise on anything. This man thinks he knows everything. Our job is to just shut the F up and hold on to his money. He got his 200-something million from oil, okay? From oil, okay? He's like old money, oil, drilling, whatever. And for the past, this is 1990, 1997, 1998-ish. And since the 80s, since the 1980s, he has kept all his money in treasuries because he felt so scared. Since he was in the 60s, he has been so scared of the stock market, and he kept everything in treasuries for the past 20 years. So instead of having $2 billion like he could have, he has 230 millions. And he was so arrogant and stubborn. Don't tell me what to do. Don't ever tell me what to do. Shut the F up. I'm paying you, so shut the F up, blah, 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 blah. He paid us 1% fee, right? So for the 2 million a year that he paid us, my boss tell me, just be quiet around him. Just don't tell him. And near the end of my working there, he was diagnosed with cancer, right? And he was working with us on creating a will for his children. Both of his children were just like, we don't want it. We don't want any of it. The man is a pain in the ass. Can't stand him. We don't need his money. F off. We don't, whatever you want to do with the will, do it. But we don't care for any input. We don't care what he wants to do because we know how he is. And he was so difficult to deal with, right? He's like, he make us write all kind of clause and things in the will that, he Here's a man with $230 million missing out on 2 billion of gain because he was too scared of the stock market. Um, and then on his deathbed, making us writing the wills and the trusts and this and that, and worrying that there might not be enough money for his 5 grandchildren to go to college. Really? Really? You think your children is going to steal the 100+ million each and not put that money toward your grandchildren for college education? Come on. It was so silly. His children was like, yeah, you see why we don't want to deal with him? Our father is an a-hole, okay? Good riddance. We don't care. We have our own money. If he wants to put that $200 million to a charity, do it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to listen to the terms. Yeah, I hated that job. I hate it because I dealt with so many irrational, it's it's not a fun job because you have first generation wealth, you have second generation wealth, and then you get third or beyond, right? The first generation wealth is very difficult. Okay, first generation wealth is like that guy. Okay, he made his 200 million in the 60s with oil, whatever. So he think he knows it all. I made the 200 million because I know it all. Or you have people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, the entrepreneur that become billionaires, and they don't need to be told what to do. Okay, they are very hard to deal with as well. The second generation wealth are the best to deal with because the second generation wealth tend to be children of very successful people. And for most of them, they get good education and they want to listen on how they can protect their wealth. Okay, this is general. Not every second generation is like that, but from my experience in that job, the second generation wealth tend to be the most sane. Third generation, forget it. Third generation are spoiled brats. I used to get phone calls from third generation kids, teenagers, college age, that say, is there anywhere you can talk to my dad to expand the trust payment so that I get more than $20,000 a month? It's not enough. I want to buy a new Maserati. 20,000 a month is not going to cut it. Or I would get the phone call. One of the funniest phone call is one 20-something-year-old third generation wealth called me up and said, Nick, you know the worst part of being rich is? Your friends just can't play when you want to play. He said, here I am, Wednesday afternoon. I want to take the yacht out in the bay for a nice cruise, have fun. And so many of my friends can't join me because they have to work. The Paris Hilton of the world. Yeah, that it boggled the mind. It's mind numbing to have to feel those kind of phone calls on a daily or weekly basis. I hate that job. A lot of my colleagues love that jobs because they felt prestige. They like to brag. Okay, this is same thing with comic books, right? There's people that enjoy the hobby that don't need to show off a lot of stuff. They just enjoy the hobby in their own way. And sometimes it's not even be on YouTube. It's not even about bragging or showing or sharing or whatever people want to talk about. And then there's people that felt a need to show off, to talk about something because they need to elevate themselves or something. Same thing with my coworker in that business. Holy cow. I hated my job, hated most of my clients, but a lot of my co-workers and colleagues was like, It's so awesome to be able to tell people I work for the Disney family, or I work for that family, I work for this family. You're nobody. If you drop that tomorrow, they couldn't give a shit. You're nobody to them, okay? But if you need to feel good to talk about who you managed money for, woo! Samuel Wessel, did I see the job numbers today? What was it? Can you tell me? I did not. I had not even turned on the stock market after the bad day yesterday, and I know today is going to be crazy. I purposely set up this chat at the time where the market opens, so I don't pay attention to it because it's going to be a long afternoon. This afternoon is going to say a lot about the market. Okay, this afternoon, because just like last Friday, I talked about how the market behave in the last 2 hours, mean more, because that's when you see where the traders think. I think the market's going to head south much lower this afternoon, because I think whatever bounce or going on right now is not going to sustain money leaving the market for the long weekend. That's just a prediction. I could be wrong. That's why I'm not buying. Okay, there's a lot of things I want to buy, but I think I can buy it cheaper next Tuesday. If I had to guess on the employment number, I would say it is better than expected. So let me know how close I am. Jacob Champlin say, funny paying you for advice but not taking any of it. You know, that's how people are in general. Trust me, even if the advice is free, okay? A lot of people in comic books, in this hobby as well, you can see it. You know, a lot of people ask me questions about, you know, whether they want to buy a book. Should they buy Hulk 181 now? Should they buy Fantastic Four #1 now? A lot of people don't listen to my advice. They may solicit the advice and they hope to hear what they want to hear to confirm that they are right. But if I say something that counter what they are thinking or wanting to do, they flush it. Not everybody. Some people will listen, but it's not uncommon for people to not listen to advice. At least that old man was honest. He just said, shut the F up. Don't tell me what to do. I made 230 millions on my own. So don't tell me how to make money. He's partially right. But at the same time, if anybody follows the stock market, will tell you, if you miss out on 20 years, yeah, you miss out on making 10 times your money. Samuel, thank you for the data. Yeah, if you weren't around when you before you chime back in, I said that whatever data you gave me, most likely is going to be better than expected, because the economy, you know, I think we are numb to all the virus talk and lockdown. If you pay close attention to the economy in the past 2 or 3 weeks, certainly the number of infection is down. You know, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful to see that more business can open, because we cannot survive. Many small businesses, like I have friends that own restaurants, they are dying, they are struggling, they are barely making it, okay, barely. So I am thankful that the economy is slowly turning, so that it helped people, because God knows what's going on with the politician when it comes down to stimulus money and all that stuff, right? So, you know, it's tough, but things are not getting worse. Okay, so the positive thing that I can take away in the past couple of weeks, especially with school opening, okay, there's a couple of reasons. In general, the medical profession are learning and adapting better methods to deal with sick people. so you see less death. So now it's not, 6 months ago, getting the virus is almost like a 50-50 chance you're gonna die or something. The odds was so bad, okay? Back in March and April, it was just ugly. Even May. But now the death rate is definitely slowing down. The infection rate may not go lower than what we want to see because, more schools are open, both university all the way down to elementary school. So there are issues. There are issues, that prevent us to go all the way down to zero infection rate, right? Hello, Tim Marshall, John Valenzuela. Hello. You know, before I go, I just look at the time. I'll be around for another 10 minutes. Trading is not for everybody. I wouldn't call myself a trader either. Um, because a lot of time I can go weeks without buying or trading anything. It's not as if like, oh my God, I definitely am not a day trader. Okay. Has I bought something and sell it the same day? Yes. But it's a very rare occasion. I probably can count the situation in one hand this year. Okay. Sometimes you get lucky, bought something on a crash and it snapped back 5% on the same day. You take the 5% gain and you run. Thomas Gray, any Kentucky Derby bets or picks? Oh my God, I don't know. I love to bet on horses. I'm a betting man. Okay, I'm a gambler. Not as much as I used to be, but I grew up 40 minutes away from Saratoga Raceway. For those that understand horse racing, Saratoga race. I live less than 40 minutes away. Grew up high school. Okay, my college was 1 hour away. So I spent many, many of summers at Saratoga Raceway betting on the ponies with my buddies. That was one of our favorite pastime in high school and college. Hang out at the race, have a few beers, betting on a few ponies, have fun. Yeah, it's one of my friend is actually one of my college friend is actually like a professional better on horses. He studied the horses. He had the whole notebooks of of the horses, the condition, which one run well on rainy, sloppy condition. You name it. He has the whole thing. When was your last cheat sheet update? The last time was got to be like 2 years ago. It's been a while. I haven't updated the grading cheat sheet in a long, long time. Has it? Can it use some improvement and update? Yes. Can it? Yes. Will I do it? I am too lazy to do so. John Valenzuela said, I am buying a lot of Bronze Age horror. They're getting pricey. You mean Bronze Age horror is in DC or both DC and Marvel? 50 to $100 for horror Bronze Age raw copies. Must be high grade then. If you're paying 50 to $100, I hope they raw. I hope they high grade because I can tell you, I sold my, I kept a bunch of raw Bronze DC horror, but I sold the rest to a friend, a collector. I'm pretty sure he paid less than $50 a copy, and you're talking 9.0 to 9.4, even 9.6 ish. Which I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem selling the whole lot to him because it's nice to be able to get rid of something in one time box of 200 books in one big box and Ship it out of here. Elvis said, "Too bad. I think it is great. Um, it's good. It can be better, but I don't think there is a whole lot it can make it better. To be honest, sure, I can add more things to it, but I figure it's a good start and a good base for a lot of people. Um, it's not perfect, you know. Grading is subjective enough, and hey, Nick, nowhere, no, now, here bound, or nowhere bound. I think it's nowhere bound. Nick, your last auction check is 2020, looking like a recovery overall. Um, well, August, the last market report I did certainly show a lot of strong, crazy prices, right? Whether it's silver or bronze or modern. Um, and a lot of it has to do with how strong the financial market is. I mean, if you pay attention to the collecting community across the board, not just comic books, you're talking about, Magic the Gathering cards or sports card, the strength in collectible market is across the board. Across the board. Okay. If you pay close attention to the Magic the Gathering market, they went through the similar problem downdraft that we saw in 2019 in the comic market. They went through a big crash in February and March of 2020, like the comic market. But then now they are snapping back just like the comic market is. So they're all interlinked, okay, in many ways. It is what it is. Okay. You can't untie the financial market with the collectible market. There is a linkage. Daniel, for those that are not familiar, Daniel in the chat is a four-time winners of The Price is Right. Four times. The man know his market. So if you if Daniel want to start his own channel on price predicting, he probably will get a big gathering of viewers and followers, because then he can predict where the market is heading or going for many big books, because he has won the Price is Right game four times. That's not an easy feat. Okay, not an easy feat. There's two or three other people that won twice, but Daniel four times. Yeah, impressive. Brad, the Heritage auction this week. Oh, five times. My bad, five times. Trust me, Daniel is very good, very good. Okay, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat facts that he won it so many times. It's yes, Brad. It's kind of sucky that Heritage auction timing is not so good. Okay, Comic Link auction 2 weeks ago, perfect timing. Market is an all-time high. Now, let's see how the stock market may impact Heritage auction this week or next week. We'll see. We will see how it will impact, if it will impact. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if if the stock market stabilize next week, then I don't think it will hurt Heritage auction whatsoever. Down 3%, 5% from the all-time high is not huge. But if you're talking down 10% or more from the all-time high, surely that will impact the psychology of some big player, right? Leo, last question before I end the chat, because it has been 1 hour. How did you make your comic book grading cheat sheet? If your question is how did I put the cheat sheet together, it is from experience of submitting a lot of books over the years. I have submitted a lot of books over the years, and from that experience, I was able to hone in on my grading skills and put together a cheat sheet that I think make it easy and quick for people to learn to grade. Okay, learning to grade take more than just using the cheat sheet, but the cheat sheet can help you get there in a hurry on a certain situation. You know, if you see a book with a certain flaws, you know right away what is a potential maximum grade. That's what the most useful about the cheat sheet is. It kind of lay out what the maximum grade a book can be. So if you see a book with a big subscription increase, you're not going to sit there and ponder, oh, can this be a 7 or an 8? The max is 6, 6.5. That's the max. So you work backward from that max. Okay, so let's say a book have a subscription increase, and then it has all kind of other flaws, all kind of other creases, stain. Then you work backward from the 6, 6.5 to 5, 4. So that's how you should use the cheat sheet. The cheat sheet is help you eliminate what it cannot be and help you narrow down the grade range. Correct, Elvis. Yes, the big change was that subscription increase go from 5 to 6, and often the big change like that happen when I see evidence and proof that a book can have a sub crease and still be a 6.0. You know, when I put together that cheat sheet originally, the highest grade books that I saw with a subscription increase was a 5.0. But then subsequently, I have seen multiple situations where a subscription increase in a book exists in 6.0 slabs. Okay, so I revised the cheat sheet. That is how and when the cheat sheet was revised, when there are evidence and multiple proof that it can be higher or lower in some other situation, then I will revise the cheat sheet. But that's how that revision came about. It was not because I saw one example. I saw multiple examples. Hello, Damien. Silver Bronze Comics. I do have a Instagram channel or username, but I'm not on Instagram all that much. Okay, it's the same thing. ETA Nick. If you search Instagram for ETA Nick, you see my channel there. I think you will see more pictures of food. Like whenever I go out for dinner at some good restaurant, I might take a picture of my dinner instead of comic books. So I wouldn't recommend anyone to follow me on Instagram. I'm nobody. Um, but before I go, I just want to say that, thank you for all of those that keep playing the Price is Right game. It's my way to give back to the viewers. Okay, Daniel has won roughly $80, something like that. You know, I give out cash prize between 10 and 20. Okay, that's my way of giving back to the community. I don't make a lot of money on my channels. Okay, you know, some channels give out shout outs and whatever. A lot of people that on YouTube don't have a channel. They and even if they have a channel, how many people get bigger because of shout out or more popular because of shout out? How many people? Right? So for me, shout out is nice, but it doesn't do a lot. I'd rather buy you a beer, buy you lunch, buy you a slice of pizza or whatever it is for my appreciation than shout out it. But that's why I do the Price is Right game. I know a lot of people don't play the game. Not much I can do about it, but that's my way of returning capital to viewers. Okay, other channels will ask you for money. Seriously? Seriously? Asking for donations? Okay, if people want to give money to people, that's fine. I'm giving money to people that want to play the game. That's it. It's my way of returning uh, capital appreciation to viewers. That's it. It has nothing to do with anything else. And to me, shout out is empty, hollow. And if you don't have a channel, I can't imagine what good it will do. Certainly not going to help you grow your channel. And even if you have a channel, how many people benefit from shout outs? Anyhow, time to go. Time for me to now go and watch the stock market. I want to see what's going on with the stock market. Have a great weekend, people. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Don't panic. Panic is not part of the equation of success. Bye bye.